Sure. So for front brake pads and rotors, you're looking at with parts, tax, total labor, 1100.
What you say?
Hey, what's up, YouTube? You guys hear in that intro video that little delay, that $1,100? Oh, with everything tax, title, she's been saying it for so long. Sorry, my dogs are here. She's been saying that to people for so long. Oh, well, parts, labor, tax, everything out the door, 4 figures. She just dropped it on there. Imagine if she was a judge. Hey, sir, so I know this is a manslaughter case, so we're not talking about murder here, and a lot of other people, I understand that accidents happen, and it's my job as a prosecutor, as a judge, to go ahead and give some leniency from time to time, and this is just a case of you being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I'm going to go ahead and life in prison. Just drops it on like at the end there. Wow. So anyways, let me go ahead and share with you guys exactly, what's going on, how this came up. Real quick before we get started, I'm gonna do a wrist check for my watch guys out there. So I'm busting out the Rotors R0139, that Patek Philippe homage. The blue goes really good. Kind of got this like burgundy, navy, browns, like tones. It's cold, it's fall, so I'm busting it out. But check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. Great watch. And I just wanted to kind of explain. So basically what happened is I have a Lexus RC 350F Sport, and it started making this weird sound, metal on metal kind of sound, and I, of course, got concerned, and so I took it to the Lexus dealership to have them check it out, and I let my neighbor know. So my neighbor is one of the senior master mechanics over there at Lexus, and I text him and kind of give him a heads up, hey, I'm taking my car in, if you can just give it a look and see what you think. So he got back to me, and he said, yeah, man, as soon as he drove it, he knew what it was. So the sound you're hearing is the wear indicator on the brake pads, which I kind of forgot. I had a Toyota Camry, and the original brakes did the same thing. So they put the wear indicator. I know a lot of car companies out there, they just don't even mess with it. So you don't know that your pads are low until someone checks it or you're grinding into your rotors. So he said that's pretty much what the sound was. And, I'll let you check it out here as far as what it sounds like, because you may be experiencing the same thing. If you're checking out this video specifically for the RC350, you might be hearing this, and basically it's the wear indicators. Now, the RC350F Sport has this 2-piece aluminum hat rotor thing. Wow, really, Milo? So they basically recommend, replace the rotor with OEM and replace it with OEM pads, because hey, cut it out. Come here. Basically replace it with OEM pads, because if you try and change it up at all, you're going to get noise problems, squeaking. But the problem with the 2-piece rotor is it clicks. Like eventually, I guess it separates or something happens and it makes this clicking sound. So it's like, well, what do you want, squeaking or clicking? And Lexus pretty much told me go with the clicking, because the squeaking is really bad. I think what they're referring to, and I'll have to check with my neighbor, but I think what they're saying is if you put, because they do make a 1-piece rotor for the F Sport or the Lexus RC, but it's not the right material for the pads. And so I told her, well, what if I put the 1-piece rotor on but a different pad? And she's like, no, it's going to make noise. So I think what they're saying is the pads they use for the F Sport are designed to be used with that 2-piece rotor, and even though they have the 1-piece rotor option, it's not going to work. But what I did is I hopped over to R1 Concepts, which is, full disclosure, I don't get paid from anyone for doing these videos. Now, I was able to check out on R1 Concepts, as you'll see here. I went to the website and I was checking out, do they even make these brakes for the Lexus RC? And guess what? They do. They do, and they don't. So they don't make the 2-piece rotor, which I wouldn't go for anyway, because, again, you're going to get that clicking sound eventually. I'm not even sure why Lexus designed that. I'm sure there's a reason, but it's the F Sport, it's not the F. So I'm really not sure what the thinking behind it is. but $1,100 is just crazy. So I'm going to show you here, if I put the brakes, and there's a coupon code right now, I think it's VIP sale, at R1 Concepts, you can save some cash there. I think it's 25% discount, which helps. They have free shipping over a certain amount, as you'll see here. So I'm kind of going down, checking off everything, and the total came out to like 170 bucks, which is awesome compared to the 1,100. Granted, a lot of that's labor, but I talked to my neighbor about replacing the brakes, what's needed, and he kind of walked me through it, said these are the tools you're going to need, this is what you got to do. Seems fairly simple. All the videos I've seen are talking about replacing the pads, where they just kind of take the wheel off, pull some hardware off, and then they slip the pads out and slip the pads in. They're still using that same rotor. And I didn't see for the RC350F Sport a full replacement of the entire rotor with the pads. So I'm going to do that, and the video is going to be coming up soon. So I have the pads. Here's the actual unboxing of them, so you can kind of take a look. And I'm going to basically be putting that on hopefully this weekend, which will be in a couple days, and then I'll upload the video so you guys can check it out. If you haven't done brakes yourself, you can save yourself a lot of money. Granted, you probably won't get quoted $1,100 depending what kind of vehicle you have, but to me that's crazy. And even if you spent $300 on $400 on the actual Lexus parts, you can still save yourself a lot of money in labor if you do this yourself. Doesn't take a whole lot, as far as just, you gotta just take your time, and it doesn't hurt to look up how-to videos. And me being lucky that I have a mechanic next door, that really helps, especially with being a Lexus. So if I run into any problems, I'll definitely reach out to him and see if he can kind of help me out. But I'm hoping I won't need to. That should be pretty straightforward and simple. And then the ultimate test will be, do they make noise, and all of that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Hopefully within a couple days. I'll put the video out when you're ready. And thanks so much for giving this video a watch. Hope you guys are entertained with that price drop as much as I was. That's kind of funny. Poor girl. I bet she's heard all sorts of stuff, just people's responses. But thanks again. If you haven't, please subscribe. That helps me out. Please like this video so other people can see it. And leave a comment down below if you've had any crazy prices or quotes for auto repairs, and especially something simple like brakes. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks again. Y'all take care.